Hey, you there. Thank you for watching. And welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 3v3 ladder match here on the most amazing no access map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1, also known as Blue Team in the West, and ending with Team 2, also known as Red Team in the East. Starting off with Team 1's northern player, we have in Stitch Blue, it is Katawunga with a W. He is a UEF. He is a 1637 rated to his southeast. We have in Royal Blue, it is a Bantha Fodder. He is a UEF as well. He is an 1852 rated. He is the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall by a little under 100 point rating. And to his south, we have an Amethyst Purple. It is Katawunga with 2 Vs. He is a UEF as well. So all UEF players for Team 1, he is an Amethyst Purple at 1368 rating. So no Aeon Tech, no Cybern Tech, no Seraphim Tech for Team 1. Starting off with Team 2, southern player, we have in Ruby Red, it is Star Commander playing as a Cybern. He's a 1555 rated. To his northwest, we have in Chevy Crimson, it is Dro playing as a Seraphim. He is a 1758 rated, the highest rated player on Team 2. And to his northeast in Orange Color Orange, it is Blade Drawing. Blade for short, he is a UEF. He is a 1447 rated. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have a UEF, a Cybern, and a Seraphim. No Aeon Tech for Team 2, which means there are no Aeon players. Apologies to those loyal to the Princess. Hopefully you enjoy the game nonetheless. And for these 6 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 82,000 mass in reclaim. That is a hefty amount for each player to grab. Trying to do math in my head. I think it was under 14K, I believe, mass per player. Just a little bit shy of that. So a lot of it to scoop up. Most of it will be confined to Team 1 and Team 2 side respectively. There's a little bit of reclaim just outside of their main bases, but there's nothing in the middle of the map to realistically fight over. So it's gonna go half and half, relative split. So no issues trying to scrounge up other reclaim around the map. Taking a look at the mechs locations, again, same situation. The mechs relatively reside in the players' main bases. Yes, there's a Tremix position kind of outside of that main base area, and there's a couple of one-offs dotted in the water and on the eastern and western edges on the little island cliff hill thingamajiggy. And, of course, the main feature on the map is, of course, the big, giant water in the middle of the map. So I expect lots and lots and lots of naval units in this game. And with all UEF players on Team 1, I expect a hefty amount of Neptunes to start popping up. Taking a look, of course, where players are headed off to. Everybody's going to the water at a minimum at some point, but we do have 4 of the 6 players in said water, and 2 of them going for the expansionary mixes in the south and in the north. We do see some units have been dropped off by Team 2's as Star Commander to provide some sort of land invasion. We'll see how long that goes for. The comm of Katawunga, again with 2 Bs, is inbound. So I don't think that's going to really stay there long term. We do see another transport laden with some Team 1 engineers inbound from Dro to assist with land invasion operations. Team 1 PD online to protect the land facilities. Definitely a smart play there. And this might be a little bit harder for Team 1 to excise from their side of the map. We do see naval vessels now coming online here for Team 1 in the north. Team 2, no naval facilities yet. Well, there's one in the northeast for Blade, but it's going to be a minute before that is online. But everybody is in Navy for Team 1. And actually, that's the only player for Team 2 in Navy. We see both of Star and Dro are moving in to push back Team 1 in the southern portion of their side of the map. Team 1 PD coming online as well for Dro, but that's the only thing he gets online before his engineers are wiped out by bombers. Some nice grab there by, I think that was Vunga who got the little grouping of engineers there. I will say I'll say from now on Vunga for Katawunga and then Wunga for Katawunga. So trying to differentiate between the 2 players. Again, it's kind of hard to tell, but in the FAF launcher, it's a lot easier. You actually can see the V's a lot better. But it is a W, and it is 2Vs just for future reference and the whatnot. We do see Dro is moving in on the land, trying to force back Team 1's expansion facilities for Bantha fodder. Units are inbound from him as well on the naval side of things to try to push back the land. The comm of Star is still in the water. He might take some shots, possibly for some subs, but again, I don't think it's a terrible amount of damage, and he can easily pop on land to try to recover. But Dro's still running around, really trying to force back Team 1's ability to fight back on land. Vunga is in the yellow, has to be very careful again. There's a lot of units starting to come online here for Star, and Team 2 has turned this game from a naval match to more of a land match. I was kind of expecting just a straight up naval combat, but no, Team 2 is like, nope, don't want to deal with it, don't like playing with Navy or whatever, going full land. We do see one facility almost destroyed here for Star. Another one soon to be built in the east, getting some Team 1 torp launchers just to protect it. Definitely a good investment there, especially with Team 1 going heavy Navy, at least in the north. We have a couple of units still running amok here for Team 2's Star. And now we have Vunga's commander starting to be a little bit outnumbered by the Mantis and other Medusa from Team 2. And units still running amok here for Team 2, trying to drive Team 1 back as long as possible, get as much eco as they can. Team 2 heavily in the lead, almost 100 mass in their favor. They're doing a pretty good job of that for now. We do see gun started for Bantha in the middle here. And again, once that's online, that might be enough to drive these two commanders back. Bombers inbound going after mexes. Don't know what the emphasis on mexes are. That's just a one Team 1 mex. I feel like the PD, I feel like the AA. There's a lot of other targets to go after. And they're going to start carpet bombing everything in this southern side of Team 1's bases. We do see there is a little Medusa going after another mex. Wipes out that. I don't think it'll survive much longer. Actually, no, it will to take out another mex. So nice grab there. Bang for itself and then some. Killed up 200 mass. And of course, all of the mass per second that Team 1 is missing out on. T2 started for both the commanders in the south, Dro and Star. And Vunga now on 1-star vet and gun online for Bantha. We have T2 torp bombers inbound. More transports with engineers inbound to the southern part of Team 1. And Team 2 is just going full land. At least in terms of Dro. We see Navy starting to form here for Star. And T2 Air Force is online due to the presence of bombers. We do see T2 land is done for Blade, and T2 Navy is done for both Wunga and Bantha. Evidenced by the cruiser that is now online. Transports do make it through. Transport is wiped out on its drop-off, and here comes Bantha fodder's comm. T2 almost done for Dro, and T2 almost done for Star. Lots of veterancy going around here for Team 1. Keeping the commanders nice and plump with HP. Lots of Team 1 interceptors having a disagreement about color schemes and which of the interceptors is better. Of course, we have the, I can't even pronounce that, Team 1 interceptor for the Seraphim and the Cyclone for the UEF. T2 on its way here for Wunga in the north, and we have naval conflict in the northeast. Lots of Team 1 spam facility. T2 Navy also online in the northeast. The only issue, of course, is it's not great in terms of maneuverability. You can't really put more facilities there. That's why he spams them up in the northeast. And it puts a little bit of distance between the main facility and the spam ones. The only problem is you can easily hem this in. There's really no way to escape. So it's a good defensible position, but at the same time, it kind of is hard to deal with when you are surrounded. T3 started here for Dro, getting some shields online. Star Commander going for attack missiles to possibly maybe snipe more eco, as well as maybe snipe a commander. Look at this. This is just insane. Team 2 just does not... Well, two of the players on Team 2 just really don't want to play Navy that much. Star, again, getting his facility online. T2 Navy almost done for him. And T2 Engineering Suite almost done for Wunga. Lots of subs running around for Vunga. Vunga with a V, with two Vs. And missile is outbound going after T2 mechs. I would assume missile has been spotted. And it looks like it will land. T2 mechs is going to be wiped out. Team D going to be built to protect all of the investments to the north. And we have destroyers and, of course, cruisers on the shoreline, preventing more and more reinforcements from arriving in the transport department. Attack missile started for Katawunga in the water. And we have some TMD, sorry, not TMD, some PD and TMLs constantly being built, and PD as well from start, continuing to reinforce his position. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be the mass sync that Team 2 wants it, Team 1 wants it to be for Team 2. Team 2 sitting at almost double the eco of Team 1, 200 mass versus 350, and that eco is dropping as well due to some TAC missile snipes from Team 2. We have destroyers, subs, cruisers all along the shoreline here. It gives a lot of time for Team 2 to prep their own fleets, at least in the south. In the north, we see a little bit more pushback from Team 2's spam facilities and the main facility, of course, from Blade. Is there T3 Navy yet? No and no. So I feel like whoever goes T3 Navy might win that fight. In the north, at least. We have Dro going for more PD. Overcharge goes into it, takes out a decent chunk of the hit points. Combi-com action happens just very briefly between Bantha and Dro. Bantha is the one that delivers the blow, and Dro's the one that is the receiver on that end. We have bulwarks nearby. Tons and tons of fire from those Zui going after the interceptors, kind of hanging out, having a look-see of what's going on over there. More and more shots raining in, and Dro constantly just trying to push back. Bantha thought it is only giving him more veterancy and spending Dro's mass on PD. And it's just don't know if it's really worth it. He's going to overextend himself by accident or on purpose or both. And it's just not going to be a good day for him. Katawunga finishes his TAC missile just in time, because here comes a fleet inbound from Team 2. There are some destroyers in this mix and some subs, so he has to be careful with some torpedo-capable ships on board for Team 2. He doesn't want to stay there too long. He's not a cyber, and he doesn't have his own torpedo-capable upgrade. And TAC missile is inbound. It looks like there has been some TMD built in the interim. That might be enough to deal with that missile. We still have missiles raining in. Speaking of missiles on the eastern side here for those cruisers going after all of the PD being built by Dro. TMD being built to defend said investment. He's trying to PD creep, and I understand that. But, again, how much mass is he spending in this maneuver, and is it going to be worth it? P3 air not started yet. We're getting a lot of destroyers, not destroyers, a lot of bombers online. Probably going to raid those cruisers in the water. T3 Navy, when? Question mark. Nothing for Team 1 and nothing for Team 2. It's just T2 main focus for now. I guess it's only 15 minutes, so that definitely makes sense. T2 land is also done for Katawunga. Surprised that nobody has gone for T3 land, especially for Team 1. They really need to excise Team 2. Again, Team 2 is forcing the engagement on Team 1's side of the map, and that keeps a lot of their stuff protected. And the benefit of that, of course, is that they're not losing mexes, they're not losing P-gens, they're not losing any of the infrastructure. They're just benefiting without having to deal with all the nonsense that Team 1 has to deal with. So I love the commitment to the bit from Team 2. The only problem is if Team 2 does not get enough value out of this, which they, again, are, but I feel like the value is being slowly diminished in the west. Missiles raining in on the facilities there for Wunga. But the point is that, I mean, if Team 2 loses one, if not both of these commanders, that puts the last remaining player of Blade kind of in a very not good situation. Nano started for Bantha, going to get back up to full HP there. And Vunga almost back up to full HP as well. And just more and more cruisers raining in. I can only buy time. I can't hold off this much Navy, says Blade. And this is the downside with this strategy of if there's two players on one team focusing Navy and only one player on, let's say, Team 2 for this instance going for Navy, eventually Team 1's going to win that fight just due to numbers. We do see stars in Navy. He doesn't have a huge fleet online, but he has something. And the missiles constantly raining in. I just don't think it's going to work. TMD is being spammed up as quickly as possible. And it might be enough. Some of them are still hitting the shield, so it... don't know if it's going to be enough. We do see now Team 2's Dro in the water over here hanging out. And we have Katawunga as well moving in. We We have some units for him moving in, probably on this eastern side here shortly. Nano repair almost done for Bantha in the middle. And the fleet to the north is still engaging. Just destroys bombers over the top here for Team 2's Dro, continuing to just punish the Navy, or at least try to. There's a lot of torp defense on board those destroyers, as well as, of course, there's a ton of subs. There's a lot of torpedo-capable ships on board in this fleet for Team 1 and Team 2, but mainly for Team 1. And I just don't think it's going to work out long-term. Lots and lots of shots raining in. We have tons of cruisers now moving in from the south to the north. So we have an exit strategy for Team 2's comms now, at least in terms of naval water traversal. Team 1 bombers over the top going after Dro's commander, really just firing down shot after shot after shot, baking him in holy fire pillars, focusing fire on Dro's commander. He's dropping below 4K. He's calling out for some assistance, dropping below 3K. And he'll get maybe some veterancy before he dies. Maybe, possibly, maybe. Will that pillar be enough? Interceptors come in. Will it save him? 200, 100. No, it's not enough. And all of the units overhead die off. Tons of interceptors. First kill of the game goes to Vunga. And a lot of the momentum now is going to die out in the south. And Dro says you should have made Navy way sooner. I don't know about that. Don't really know about that. The problem, I think, is, again, Dro overextended himself and tried to retreat and just couldn't make it home. And now Team 1 might have enough momentum to kick out Team 2 permanently. Again, the eco, it's not double the eco of Team 1 at this point, but Team 2 is still in the lead by about almost 200 mass. That is a huge amount to be ahead, especially in ladder, especially just in general. We do see T3 Neptune is online. Now that could be enough to hold the line in the north. Another one being built as we speak, 80, 90% in climbing. Team 1, do you have T3 Navy? No, but I would assume with the sight of the Neptune, you're going to go for it soon. T2 Navy done for Vunga in the south. And those TMDs are slowly being whittled down one by one by one. Bantha online with the gun and nano upgrade, and I think Star, it might be the time to go home, because if he dies out, it's going to be an APM war, and it's only going to favor Team 1, because it's going to come down to just how many pokes and prods and all that stuff does Team 1 have at their disposal. T2 mechs is being eradicated by cruise and missile spam, and now we're starting to see a little bit of that APM lacking, starting to show. Tons of subs going after these destroyers, and it's doing quite well for Team 2. Some of the subs will be wiped out, but that's a lot of firepower still raining in, and there's a destroyer backing them up as well. And you can see the presence of Team 2's red forces in the south starting to disappear. We do see tons of PD, TMD, a couple of AA, one TML, comm. He has stealth and T2 on board, and that will probably help him retreat back to main base. But we're seeing just the eradication of the shoreline for Team 2. Second Neptune is online, third Neptune is online, and fourth one going to come online. Team 1, are you going to go for T3 Navy? Yes, and not yet, but I would assume soon. Because of the presence of that Neptune, they kind of are forced to do so. And we have the forces from Vunga doing the slow eradication with all of the missiles. We have Bantha Father himself dealing with everything else. There is a destroyer as well assisting from Vunga on the southern side. And there is the retreat order given by Star's commander. He's moving in, and he is retreating. I like how I said Star's commander, and that is his name is Star Commander. There's a joke in there somewhere. Cooper online. The only thing I don't like about the Coopers, of course, is they can be targetable by essentially every vessel. You can see again, 4,000 hit points is 2,000 hit points is not a lot considering the destroyers have 8,000. So you really got to keep those things protected and underneath shield coverage. Cruisers raining in missiles. The cruisers from the Cybran side of things can use their AA weapons to target land or naval units, very similar to the other AA mobile units on the Cyber side of things. But Neptunes are inbound. Here they come. Team 1 does have a ton of destroyers online, so it is something to consider in who might win this game. But Team 2's fleet is pushing in. T3 Navy is done. They're going for their own Neptune. And it's only going to be a matter of time. The thing is can Team 1 delay long enough to deal with these forces? And there's a lot of spam starting to occur also in the middle here for Team 2, just to secure avenues. Bantha Fodder is retreating in the face of a couple of bricks from Team 2. We could see a nice little kill for Team 2 here. Nano is keeping alive just a little bit longer. Overcharge wipes out almost 2 bricks. And will he get enough veterancy? He should. Yep, there it is. 5-star vet on board. Bantha Fodder is common. That's going to be more than enough to deal with 1 brick. And there is that. Will we see attack missile try to snipe him? Maybe, maybe not. There's a couple of missiles loaded in. The shielding is down. Star looks like maybe he's having some power issues. Ooh, not good. Not good, especially in Navy. And you got to get that power sorted soon rather than later. And 3 Neptune, soon to be 4. Team 1 gets 1 online shortly. And they're going for a second one as well. So now, again, we have 2 players, have T3 Navy for Team 1. And they can outproduce Team 2's Blade just because of the fact that there's 2 facilities pumping out stuff. Now, the eco situation, that's a different story. But Team 1 is catching up. Again, part of that is the power issue for Star. So right now, it's not that bad of a lead that Team 1 has to contend with, but eventually that will go back to normal. And we have the slow cannibalization of the everything in the south. We have some destroyers and actually a sub-hunter, sorry, sub-killer in the mix, because again, the Sirens just have to name it differently, just to be annoying. Bricks moving in. And this is a lot of investment T3 land right here. Look at all the TMDs. There's just only so much they can prevent. And the shields need to come back online. There they go. Shields are back online. And Team 1 pushing their way back once again. We have some subs going after the Neptunes. The Neptunes do have torp defense, but again, 1,000 of anything will kill anything. So there's only so much defense you can mount before it just becomes an overwhelming attack. T3 land is done. I would assume he's going for Percy's here shortly. And we have some Coopers and Destroyers getting into it with some Salems and Mermaids from Team 2. And look at this, just this one little bubble shield, one little T... Is it T3 yet? Yeah, it is T3 shield generator. It's ED4. It's not ED5, but I feel like ED5 is not worth it. But we have bricks wiping out a ton of these flapjacks. Not doing well in that regard. A lot of that constant firepower is wiped out. And we have bombers inbound and a couple of the flat cannons. I think all of the flat cannons actually have been dealt with. The shielding is exposed, and there goes the shielding. And there goes the base. And I hear a strap bomber somewhere going after Bantha Fodder's comm. Drops him another 3k hit points. I think that was the second drop, I think. First drop, something like that. Interceptor's chasing him down, and I don't think he's going to get further. Ooh, there he goes. ASFs are online, but they're way too late to save him. T3 land headquarters is denied. And that'll be the end of the brick construction for Team 2 in the south. 27 minutes. And that finally is the eradication of Team 2's forces in southern Team 1 land situation. The land wars are done. Here comes the naval wars. 4 Neptunes charging in. Team 1 has 2 of them online. 3 of them online, apologies. Team 2 has also lost one of them, it looks like. They had 5. And it looks like they're just going to go along the shoreline, maybe? I don't know where they're going, but they're not going after the facilities for some reason. More and more destroyers, more and more everything, cruisers and the whatnot coming online. And now it's 3 to 4, and that Neptune's about to die. There it goes. That Neptune's about to die. Ooh, T1 torp launcher is being spammed up very, very quickly. That's another one dead. Ooh, not good for Team 2. That is a lot of firepower wiped out. Didn't really get anything from Team 1's Neptune, their battle cruiser situation. Not good for Team 2 in Navy. Team 1 has 3 players left. Team 2 only lost 1. It is Dross with 3v2 in Team 1's favor. again, in the south, Team 2 has finally been dealt with in Team 1's eyes. And that, again, the strategy worked for a while, but again, how much mass, how much time, they lost a player for it. There's a lot of stuff that went into that attack, and now it's over, and now the question is, can Team 2 win Navy with the situation that currently presents themselves? Because we still have 3 players on Team 1 in Navy. We have Katawanga taking some torpedo shots from these destroyers. Misses with the missile. A lovely attempt, though. All those engineers are going to die, so that's not going to be a fun situation for him. But that summit is now done, and that should be more than enough to deal with that little bit of destroyer presence from Team 2's blade. Eco situation currently 650, 630 for Team 2. If it goes back up, no. Going to be like that? Fine, be like that. Team 1 at 450. So Team 2 still in the lead for eco, but that should shortly not have as much lead as Team 1 starts to upgrade all the stuff down in the south. And land, map control, that sort of thing. It's 50-50. It's fluid. It's Navy. There's the joke. It's a lot of back and forth, so there's really no control one way or the other. It's just units running around. But let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game at 28 minutes, almost 29 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't, because why not at this point, hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment, all the YouTube things that YouTube loves to see. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for the continued support, even if you've been here for a day, a year, a month, a second. I really appreciate it. Now we have some engineers being wiped out by those bombers from Team 2's blade, just trying to slow down the production efforts. We do see in the south, T3 air expansions have been started. A couple of bombers waiting to be given orders as well. And in the north, still Neptunes, still Neptunes. Will we see battleships from Team 2? I feel like at this point you kind of have to build some galaxies or summits or something. There is a galaxy down here. But like I said, is it too late? Team 1 only has a small presence in Navy in the south. T3 Navy is also almost done for Vunga. D3 Air also done for him, so he has land, air, and sea. While the other 2 players on his team going for Navy solely. And yeah, the bombers wipe out some engineers and do some damage to the facility, but I don't know if it'll be worth it. Looks like it's going to line up another shot. Is it going to turn around solely? No, but it turns too much. And it gets pretty much caught by those interceptors. There he goes. Unfortunate. That's a little bit of mass for Team 1 to scoop up. Currently sitting at reclaim. Team 1 140k versus Team 2's 80. And again, Team 2 overall accumulated almost 150,000 more mass. That's partly due to their lead for a while now. But Team 1 is not out of it just yet. We have a summit that is cracked in half for Team 1. That's got to hurt. Kind of looks like that Titanic going down. Neptune is inbound from Team 2. Neptune defenders are inbound from Team 1. And it looks like they're going to go for their headquarters. It's probably the target. And I don't know if this attack will be worth it for Team 2 once again. Lots and lots of Neptunes running around for, I would say, at least Team 1. Team 2 doesn't really have... I have one up there. They have another one inbound. It's just Neptune, 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 more Neptune. And yeah, the Neptunes are a really, 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 really good unit. And there goes a Neptune for Team 1. But they keep focusing on the expansionary facilities in the north. And yeah, there's another Neptune up here dealing with some of those other spam facilities. But the focus on the spam, I don't think it's going to be worth it. Another missile outbound. Did he lead the target well? No, he did not. It went northwest instead of northeast. Summit is online. And Summit is online as well. So 2 summits versus 1 galaxy, I would assume. Yep, in the south. And I would assume facilities, yep, producing their own summits in the south as well. So eventually, it's just not going to go well for Team 2 and Navy. They need a new item. They need a new thing. They can't invade land again. That's not going to happen. Even if they attempted to do so, Team 1 has a lot of stuff online now, and that's just not going to work like it did earlier. Now this galaxy's about to be done, and I just don't think Team 2... they need to go for a nuke or something big to force Team 1's hand in another direction. Because right now, Team 1's about to roll over their Navy. It's going to happen here shortly. You know, there's one summon here. There's one summon here. There's 2 more summons coming online here shortly. And there's another summon in the south. And we have we have a transport with some Titans that might be deployed here shortly. Don't know where they're going, but they're going somewhere. They're like, not going that way. They saw the Air Forces and went, that's probably not a good idea. So they decided to go a different direction. And Neptune v. Neptune fight. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them online for Team 2. Again, the Neptunes, the 2 downsides to the Neptune in general, especially with T3 Navy, is hit points and range. If you can get into range at least, that alleviates that disadvantage. But in a pure, like a war like this, where you have summits and whatnot firing at one another, the Neptunes are out of range. So it's like they're just giant paperweights. You need to get them into range. In the south, Summit, Neptunes, and Galaxies and Cruisers and Destroyers. And those Neptunes are coming into range. And yeah, they're soaking up a lot of damage from those Salems here shortly. The Summit doesn't need to move that far. It can sit back and hang out, relax. It has the range. And yeah, not doing good. It is going to be underneath the little bulwark there, but yeah, you want to not. Yeah, that was not great. Just focus fire. That thing kind of wipes it out. We have 1, 2, 3 summits inbound, and those Neptunes are just sitting ducks. And there goes another one. The shield pops online too late. Doesn't prevent the death of that Neptune. And both the Neptunes for, who was that? Was that Bantha fodder are wiped out. Another summit coming online here shortly. That is going to be the shift, is just battleships. I hear more and more galaxies. I hear more bombers. And transport does drop off those Titans. Looks like it dropped them off in the middle because they kind of split in different directions. T2 mechs is being wiped out. Team 2's eco not. Again, they're going to take a hit, but it's not going to be the end-all be-all, essentially. Bombers are already on the case. Strap bombers as well. We've dealt with that group of Titans. This group of Titans is done down here. But they did wipe out a couple more mexes, which is better than nothing. Team 1 catches up a tiny smidgen more. The percentage that Team 2 is ahead is slowly diminishing. It was, 100% almost. And then it was 75, 50. Now it's 12%. It's not as good of a lead in terms of percentage-wise as it was. It's still about the same amount of mass. But percentage-wise, it makes a difference if you're, 100% versus 50% ahead kind of thing. And Galaxy's starting to stack up for Team 2, which is good to see. Team 1, they're sending more summits down that way to deal with those battleships. And in the north, the attack commences. The Neptunes are the target. Lots of destroyers online. Definitely the unit you want to use to deal with more bulkier units, just because it's it takes longer to fire, reload, all that stuff. The focus is on the facilities in the north. If Team 2 can wipe these out, that could be the way that Team 2 wins Navy. Team 1 has that secret facility down here if they haven't noticed it yet. There's one summit just waiting to be given orders. The second one, actually that's a Neptune, and that's producing a Neptune. So there are some units stacking up here for Vunga. He's going for air facilities as well. So he's trying to do double or if not triple duty, and diverting all of your attention to 2, 3 different things doesn't help the focus on it. But hey, he did get a nice drop in nonetheless, so that was nice to see. SMD online, so we have Blade thinking about long-term issues. We have Wunga's commander being surrounded by the fleet from Team 2. And again, that might be his undoing. He doesn't have Nano on board. He has T2 engineering suite, so a couple of thousand additional hit points. We have the summits inbound to draw the attention away. The torpedoes are just going to be a passive thing. And that might be the kill here for... Oh, does he get away? 5,000 hit points and falling. The fleet drew the entire attention away from the comm. Does Team 2 even know he's there? They have no idea he's there. So if they did, they probably would have gone for him. But luckily for him, they don't know. And that might be the thing that saves him. Missile barely misses. Would have probably killed off that destroyer. Maybe it would have killed off the Neptune as well, had it been able to actually land. And T3 Naval Headquarters is, or should be, the target. And looks like the Neptunes are the target of the focus. That one's gone as well. There's the focus on the headquarters. Oh, that's not going to be good for Team 1. Facility's losing thousands and thousands of hit points. The summits aren't firing anymore. What's going on with that? Nope, there goes the facility. Ooh, T3 Navy locked out for Wonga. And the summits are pulling away? Interesting. They don't have a minimum fire range, do they? I don't think they do. Maybe they do? I don't think so. Anti-air. That should be the anti-air range, I believe. Other priority, sonar, radar. Huh. Maybe they have a minimum? I don't remember them having a minimum fire range. And looks like Team 2's fleets are inbound from the south as well. There's a lot of galaxies coming online. Looks like the summit from Team 1 was knocked out in the south. That's what was stationed there. And now the headquarters is the target. T3 Navy is going to be locked out for Team 1's Bantha fodder as well. This is a turn for Team 2. They've knocked out both of the T3 naval headquarters in the north. There's still one online in the south, but hey, two knocked out versus 0 knocked out is a lot better than none of them. The fleet is not doing well now. They've spent almost everything they had. There's not much left online. If Team 1 can capitalize on this, that could help them get them back in Navy. They need to deal with the fleet in the south, though. They could knock out the entire fleet in the south and move northward is probably the better idea. This is the fleet that has the units online. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 summits, but 2 of them are heavily damaged. And actually, one of them is dead, so never mind. There's Neptune's in the mix as well. So Team 1's not out of it just yet. They still have a fleet online. It's just, can they use it is the question. Galaxy almost down. Another volley. Yep, there goes that. There's 4 more remaining. Sorry, 3 more remaining. And there should be a 4th one. Yeah, 4th one's that one. Destroyers need to, the battle cruisers need to get in there and deal with the rest of the T2 units, and then the summits just pummel those battleships. There are a couple more Neptunes in the north. T2 Navy has been restarted, and Katawonga just pumping out T1 facilities. He has a second one coming online as well, so just making sure that he has a backup just in case. And it looks like Team 2's fleet will be slowly pushed back. Ooh, just every burst of shots raining in takes out thousands of hit points for that galaxy. Transport has another set of Titans on board. 40 minutes on the clock. SMD being built. Don't really like the placement of the comm. That screams blow me up. Huge aggro going to be started here for Blade, because why not? Very cascadable, needs to watch out for that. Why, says Bantha, why? Moving battleship into battle cruiser, yeah, why? I have 10 frame, ooh, yeah, that's not great. Katawonga still being hit by torpedoes, but Team 2 doesn't know about it. Oh no, they know about it. They know about it. If they focus the fire, that could be the death of Team 1's commander in the north. T3 Navy is back online. Just an inconvenience for Bantha fodder at this point. Ooh, he's got to get out of there. I don't think he's going to get out of there. I still see him. Oh, there he goes. He control K's, wiping out a couple of destroyers. I wasn't expecting that, honestly. I really wasn't. I was expecting him to just, hopefully he get, they leave. But I think maybe due to the performance for for Katawonga, that he was having issues. Because I know he said he has 10 frames per second. So maybe that's why he control kick. He's like, I just can't play. So that's not helpful. But he was doing pretty well. If he was playing at 10 frames for most of the game, he was doing pretty well considering. But that is now a 2v2 tied up game at 41 minutes. And now Bantha fodder has double base. Team 2 and Team 1 at roughly the same amount of eco. That's a lot of Navy to have. That is a lot of Navy to have. You can see that reflected in the fact that Bantha fodder is pushing southward. And now we have 2 summits online in the south as well for Wunga. I should say Katavunga. Sorry, with the V's. And it looks like that might be enough. The battleships are retreating back to base. Sorry, I'm on my laptop and zooming in on my base to do some eco. Takes 20 seconds. Can't micro navy like that. Okay, so that's why you can sound like that's why you control K. That is unfortunate. So it does happen sometimes. The laptop just doesn't have enough juice to keep it going. SMD pointed out by Katawunga. He's still in the game, doing what he can, but at least the man in the sky at least doesn't really have to worry about microing forces, so he can take a little bit of his time when he's zooming in on stuff. Destroyers taking out some summits, and there's 1, 2, 3 Neptunes, 1, 2, 3 battles. Sorry, 4 Neptunes, 3 battleships, and a barge in the fair tree. Moving into the north, and Team 1's fleet pulls back. They have to deal with this incursion. The only benefit now for Bantha is now he has 2 T3 naval headquarters, and he has a lot of firepower still raining in. Maybe there is a minimum fire range. That doesn't. Maybe it's just as close that I would expect. Maybe they could target this. Maybe not. Weird. I remember the summits having a. Do the galaxies have the same thing? Where are you? Yeah, I guess they do. Okay, maybe they do have a minimum fire range. I just never noticed. Weird. Because obviously the T3 artillery stationary does. That obviously we know that. And I think the T2 does as well, but it's so minuscule that I mean it matters, but it doesn't really matter. But we now have a fleet from Team 1 on the shoreline now. Cruisers should be stacking up here shortly. ASF going to be spammed up by Blade. And Team 2 is going to win air very handedly here shortly. Summit's being pushed back by the just hefty amount of destroyer and battleship firepower. There's 7 of them online. This is what we love to see in naval matches, just a ton of units throwing everything in the kitchen sink at one another. More and more and more facilities. And it's just shots everybody at this point. Oh, there's another destroyer dead. A unfortunate side effect of being next to a big giant target like a summit. We have cruiser fire raining in as well from both Team 1 and Team 2. Missiles and just regular damage. Transport drops off a set of engineers, I would assume for reclaim. I have no idea what they're doing down there, but they're doing something. Fleets starting to hem in Team 2 in the south just slightly, and now we have another attack. This is what, 3, 4, 5th, 6th attack in these on these facilities to the north. Just Team 2's Blade just wants to constantly push back the production facilities for Team 1, and that is a good idea, because if your opponent can't produce units, then you can't fight back. But how much mass is being donated, essentially? Team 1's reclaimed 300,000 mass. That isn't a headquarters, they're just wiping out facilities. The headquarters is down here, and there's still a couple of T3s down here as well. Oh, look at that grouping. Wipes out its bulwark, wipes out a destroyer. Just tons and tons and tons of firepower. If the fleet from Team 2 decided to engage in the south from Star, that could be enough to crack the Navy, but they're not. And I feel like that's an unfortunate situation to be in, because, I mean, okay, there's a lot more Neptunes than I thought. Never mind, I thought there was just a couple of battleships. There's a lot more there. There's now a couple more battleships being added to the fleet. We have some firepower raining in from the northeast. The headquarters needs to stay online, because if it doesn't, that's not good. Vunga produces an experimental. It is a satellite, and I wonder where that's going. UEF doing UEF things. 46 minutes on the clock, and he's trying to hold in Team 2's fleet. Be a nice little distraction. Hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. And you have all of the battleships from Team 2 down here. And it could be an opportunity to try to snipe the headquarters, but no. T2 bombers going after the battleships to the east. They're being called back to deal with this fleet to the north. And Team 1 just on the defensive constantly in Navy now. Tons, look at that, tons of those bombers raining in. Where is the flak? Where are the ASFs? Airfight will maybe occur. And not. No, maybe, maybe not. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, all of that fleet pulled back. Team 1 has just minimal defenses over here. It could be an opportunity for Team 2 to engage from the south, but they're going to go after the facilities in the south. And they're producing battleship after battleship after battleship to try to just stack up against Team 2's fleet, Star. And the fleet for Team 2's Blade going into the Team 3 naval headquarters, trying to wipe that out once again. And this is the, what, 4th or 5th headquarters now that's going to get wiped out. Oh, it's gone. There's no offensive whatsoever. There's so much firepower remaining. And there it goes. Team 3 Navy locked out once again for Team 1's northern players. Not for Team 2's southern player of Vunga, but at least the northern players. It's not looking good. Blade constantly putting the pressure, and that's how it should be. If he lets up in any degree, it's not going to go well. And Satellite going after the Pigeons. Oh, almost has enough juice to wipe out that Pigeon. It's being reclaimed, so it's not going to blow up. It's not going to go volatile. And it actually reclaims for him, so he doesn't have to actually blow it up. They're going to target the emitters now. Actually, you should just target the engineers at that point. Wipe all those out. The fleet from Team 2 has been dealt with. And it looks like some engineers are landing some facilities on the shoreline to go after the mexes to the west. It has been spotted by Katawunga. He's just lolling at it. AA mobile units running around for Team 2, and that's going to wipe out a lot of ASFs for Vunga. Second satellite still coming on. Actually, no, it's been paused for now. Going for artillery instead. I don't know about that. It looks like Team 2's fleet is pulling northward, it looks like. Sorry, southern fleet, I should say. The northern fleet is pushing in. There's how many of them online? 4 only, and 9. Lots of firepower online for Team 1. Oh, look at them all. Oh, the glorious Neptune and the Summit next to one another. Just a deadly, deadly combo. And there's a cruiser just firing off some missiles once in a while. Gotta love it as well. Tons of reclaim, I would assume, on the map. Air, says Bantha. Yeah, the air. I'll go look at that in a second. Look at all of that damage. And, ooh, yeah, the destroyers. I keep saying, why do I keep calling these destroyers? I have no idea. The Torp bombers are inbound. Ooh, here comes more and more fleet. There's another Neptune, another Summit, another Neptune. So there's still more reinforcements coming online all the time. Reclaim on the map currently sitting at a heck ton of amounts. Currently sitting at 250,000. And it's being scooped up quite nicely. Team 1, 387,000. They've almost caught up to Team 2 for total mass accrued. They're down 50,000 mass. And that is due to the reclaim. Team 1 is just pumping that reclaim into their veins. And that counterattack did not go the way that Team 1 thought. Push, says Blade. Push, push. Everyone's like, push, 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 push. Naval combat, let's go. Bulwark shields trying to obfuscate some of that damage. Ooh, Neptune's going to get hit. Oh, there goes another Neptune. One more teeth per unit in this mix exists, and after that's gone, it's going to be a minute before more of them are here to resupply Team 2's fleet. Ooh, yeah, not looking good. There goes the last Neptune. The numbers are diminishing. What does it say? Send in some Masticata, says the other Wunga. We have galaxies finally engaging the south of Team 1's northern half. It took so long for them to do that. I'm surprised there isn't T2 artillery over here. We have bombers are inbound, and that might help a little bit, but a lot of the facilities are being wiped out at the same time. T2 facility upgrading to T3. Atlantis, finally we have an Atlantis being built. There she is, being built very quickly. And bombers wipe out almost an entire galaxy in one pass. But they get wiped out by Team 2's ASF. I think at this point you have to retreat. I know you want to put the pressure on Team 2's Blade, but You're going to lose the remaining facilities, and it might just be the end of that. How many galaxies are there? Dang, look at them all. There's 12 of them online. That's a lot of hit points to chew through. Stuck, says Katawunga. Oh, no, it's stuck. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, there it goes. Haha, I got out. Look at that. And another experimental done for Vunga. Is that another satellite? Yes, it is. Number 2 is online. He is going for the artillery piece. ASF fight. 52 minutes on the clock, and we finally see somewhat of a proper air fight. And some of the galaxies are falling back. I don't know if you want to do that. Those are the healthy ones, too. Atlantis coming online. Second one already in the yellow. Wow, that's a lot of... that's at 0. Oh, jeez. Look at the speed. That's 0 speed. Dang, that thing is fast. That is a lot of speed. Oh, look, we see some bulwarks online for Star. That's nice. He has a T2 naval headquarters. Look at that. But summits are inbound to the south. That's why some of the galaxy were pulling back. And at this point, I don't know. Another attack inbound from the north from Blade. Another dead summit. It's just a constant back and forth. Second Atlantis is online. Now they're going to produce a third here shortly. That's going to be produced very quickly. I hear some bombers dropping some payload somewhere. We have satellite over to the northeast taking out Team 3 mexes. What's the... Oh, yeah, I didn't swap out the eco. Apologies. It's the same 1.5 to 1.5. Third satellite maybe going to come online. Duke has been ignored. Satellite online for Team 2. Look at that. Star going for his own satellite. Summit is the focus, of course. More and more galaxies being pulled back. That distraction might be enough. T3 naval headquarters wiped out once again. That's number 5, I think. Jeez, just Team 2 just denying tech. But now we have another Atlantis online. That one's actually emerged from the water so it can be targetable. Going to distract some of those shots at least. And it's going to be the slow death of those galaxies by that Atlantis. Panther Fodder finishes another experimental. It's another Atlantis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them online. That's a lot of experimental submarines. They say aircraft carrier, but they're subs. We know they're subs. Gonna dip underneath the surface. T2 torp bombers inbound. There's just so much reclaim in this map. So much. Hover tech inbound from Team 1's Bantha Fodder. Just gonna be annoying at this point. And again, geez, a lot of those galaxies did make it back home. I don't think what was that? I don't think anyone wins in this game. We are currently, for sure, but you know, somebody's going to win at some point. We know the game ends. Another summit dead. Another dead galaxy. Another dead galaxy. Does Team 2 have anything left? They have 3. Well, no, sorry. They have 3 summits. 1, 2, 3, 4 Neptunes again. Battle groups coming in all the time. Much dead stuff. Atlantis taking tons of damage. There's even destroyers to the north can be wiped out here shortly. Summits distracting the galaxies. That's what definitely helps save Team 1's, at least some of their facilities, is just that distraction from the summits from Vunga. Vunga. I keep saying the wrong one. Artillery still coming online. Satellite almost done. Does Team 2 have any big surprises? No. Satellites targeting something. Looks like they're targeting a satellite from Team 2. They took out a couple of the P-gens as well. Take out the power. That's definitely a good idea. And the remaining force done. T3 facility knocked out. Was that another headquarters that was wiped out? I don't know what that is, but... No, it's right here. Look at that. T3 naval headquarters right there. And look, another one right there. There's going to be so many of those built this game for Team 1. So many. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Atlantis is online. That's a lot of firepower. And I guess, they could go for either player at this point. 55 minutes in climbing. Shield starter on board. Vunga's commander. Artillery almost done. Number 3 satellite is almost done. And looks like satellites are targeting the P-gens once again, targeting mexes, targeting everything that's useful at this point. Going to strip Team 2 of some eco. Strats stacking up. Don't like that for Team 1. And looks like ground firing, possibly, maybe. Yep, a little bit of ground firing going on. Here comes the missile, the torpedo spam. This guy is somehow still alive. 800 hit points remaining. Definitely call that home and control K and scoop up the reclaim. Drop bombers targeting hover tech units. Ooh, that's not great. And some ASFs just casually hanging out. Ooh, that's not great. Where are they going? Where are they going? Where are they going? Where are they going? That doesn't make sense. Where are they going? Oh, they're going for the ASFs down here, it looks like. I was like, you can wipe out like a bunch of bombers. Oh, and then they see it and they go, oh yeah, that thing right there. Let's go for that. Oh, a couple of ASFs getting in behind the AA though. Ooh, the AA. That's another dead one. They get another one? Almost. They almost get another one. But the summit's starting to wipe out the galaxies down here. Is that Atlantis dead? That had like 800 hit points. Where did that one go? Is that up here? How are you still alive? How? Please explain. 800 hit points remaining. How are you still alive? That no sense. No sense. It's because UEF is so incredible slow to win, says Bantha. Billion reclaim. Yeah, something like that. Teleporter has been started on Team 1 Stars Commander. Not looking good in both directions at this point. I mean, it could go either way, but it's definitely favoring Team 1, I think, at this point. Ooh, artillery landing on the air grid. That's never good. Ooh, yeah, not good for that. Also, my entire air grid falling. Yep, that's not great. Teleporter 37%. Naval not looking too great in that regard. For Team 2, it's just being hemmed in at this point. Oh, explosion to the east. Blade control Ks. That is a control K. That's not a kill. But he's like, I'm just kind of done with the game. It looks like Star Commander also GG's. Looks like the air grid being killed off. Definitely, kind of set that in motion. 58 minutes and climbing. We're approaching 1 hour game. Nuke spotted by Katavunga, but I think it's a little too late for that maybe. Artillery landing in nearby. Power not going too well. Laser is started. There comes the power back. Drop bombers going after spy planes, I guess. And that might be the last move for Star. Going to snipe somebody on Team 1. But one of them is in the water that's being banned. The other one, Katavunga. Where is Katavunga? Where's your commander? Oh, he's in the mess of the mess of the nonsense. Okay, that makes more sense. I was gonna say, like, where is he? Yeah, just I guess I couldn't see him from that view, right? Yeah, it definitely gets obfuscated by all the mexes. 3 satellites, 1 artillery. There's only so much you can do at this point. The shielding isn't that strong. Pigeon's about to be wiped out. He has the laser done. He is teleporting. Where is he going? He's going for the comm. And will he get there in time? No, he won't. He gets killed off by artillery and volatile explosions. That was not a control K. That is a kill for Katavunga. MVP for this game. I think everybody on Team 1 at some point in Navy it kind of just becomes a mess. But eventually the Northern would have just gone away. The 6. How were you? Wait, where is he? Where is it? The one. Is it this one that had 800 hit points left? Which one had 800 hit points left? Anyway, one of these had 800 hit points left. I think it's that one. Somehow that one survived. The mess of the nonsense. More Atlantis coming online. You know, the satellites, the artillery, the everything. The counterattack that happened in the south. Again, it was a great move by Team 2. It took a lot of focus away from Navy, from Team 1 a little bit. But I think part of it was Team 2 did not get the Navy that they needed built up. And if they did, instead of land, maybe it would have been enough. But I do think, I'm kind of leading to Katavunga just a little bit with the huge amount of distraction they was able to mount. He pulled the galaxies away from this attack that happened in the middle. I don't even know which one that was, and pulled them away back here because of all the summits down here. I think that allowed a little bit more time to get more Atlantis online, and that really helped propel Team 1 forward. But I don't know if it's 100% voting that way for MVP, in my opinion. Let me know down in the comments if you have a vote on who you pick for MVP. Thanks so much for watching to the very end of the video, and I will see all of you in the next one.